Hi guys, yeah, I wanted to show you this collection of old papers found at my uncle's when he passed away, and they've been in the family for years, and they're really old, and they're all in French. I'll show you. Basically, these were found there, and they're all in like French script. Really old, and yet to know what they say. It's going to need a little bit of investigation work, so keep in touch for what's coming up. We'll find out what this is all about. But fascinating stuff. There's about 80 odd pages I counted, and I need to find out what it's all about, what the story is. This fella, Decoding, big warrior man, that fella. Other bits here, something to do with a place called Mortain. This one's interesting, this one here. Look at that. So yeah, maybe we'll start with that one, or one of the others. There's another interesting one with some stamps on, but some very old dates on there. Mention of 1891 on that one. Another similar one here. Very clear and in good condition. And some others. But yeah, need to find out what this is all about. The only thing I can think of is to use maybe Google Gemini, and I'll take some pictures and I'll film at the same time, and we can see what it picks out. So yeah, hold tight for that, guys. Right, I took a picture of it. Let's show you quickly. I'll put that on my phone. Put you down so you can see it. Right, that's sort of what we got on there. Right, let's attach that. Load it up. Let's do Pro. Right. Be careful with that. Right.
This is a fascinating find. Based on the handwriting and formal phrasing, you are looking at a legal land or inheritance document from the Ancien Régime in France. Specifically, it is dated April 24th, 1770, le 4 avril 1770. Document overview. The context. It is a formal act drawn up before a royal notary. The stamp at the top mentions the Generality of Alencon, a region in Normandy. The key figure. The document mentions Jean Guérin, a merchant laborer, marchand laboureur. He is acting as a legal guardian, tuteur, for the minor children of the late Michel Brebillon and Magdelaine Guérin. The subject. The text describes various parcels of land being managed or accounted for, including a piece of land called Le Champs de Devant and a meadow called L'Anneau.
Partial transcription. French. À tous ceux qui ces présentes lettres verront. Salut. Savoir faisons que du 4 avril 1770 avant midi. Par devant nous Pierre Lebourg, notaire royal, fut présent Jean Guérin marchand laboureur demeurant paroisse d'Apnay au nom, et comme tuteur des enfants mineurs issus de feu Michel Brebion.
Summary in English. To all who see these letters, greetings. On the morning of April 4th, 1770, appeared before Pierre Lebourg, a royal notary in the jurisdiction of Bellamy, Jean Guérin. Guérin, a merchant farmer from the parish of Apnay, is appearing in his capacity as the guardian of the minor children of the late Michel Brebion and Magdelaine Guérin. The document goes on to list specific land holdings, fields and meadows, located near the parish of Saint-Martin and the river. A little historical flavor. The term labourer at this time didn't just mean a simple farmhand. It usually referred to a farmer who owned his own plough and horses, marking him as a member of the rural middle class of the 18th century. Would you like me to try and transcribe the specific descriptions of the land boundaries, or are you looking for a particular name in the text?
Wow, well, alright guys, let's start with the first page and see what we get, and I'll keep you in on this. Let's have a look. So let's have a look. We've got this one here. Beautiful, beautiful old French document. Looks very old, sort of type of paper it's on. I don't really want to be touching it with my hands, so I'm just going to take a picture and we see what it says. Let's have a look. Right. Let's talk to this. Right. Hi Gemini, I have this old French document. Can you?
Bonjour. I'd be happy to help you with that. Old French documents can be a bit like puzzles. Between the archaic vocabulary, cursive flourishes, and the occasional wax seal, there's usually a story to uncover. To get us started, you can upload a photo or a PDF of the document. Once I can see it, I can help you with transcription, turning that old school handwriting into clear modern text. Translation, explaining what it actually says in English. Context, identifying if it's a legal deed, a personal letter, a birth certificate, or perhaps a revolutionary decree. Would you like to upload the document now so I can take a look?
Right, well, let's do that. Let's take a picture of it. Let's take a picture of it. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to pause you while I take a picture of this. Well, that's pretty interesting. So basically, I've got a document here. It says it's a formal act drawn up before a royal notary, and the stamp at the top mentions the Generality of Alencon, which is in Normandy. It says it mentions a Jean Guérin, merchant labourer, and he is acting as a legal guardian for the minor children of the late Michael Brebillon and Magdalene Guérin. Says about various parcels of land being managed or accounted for, including a piece of land called Le Champs de Devant, if I'm pronouncing that right, and a meadow called Lanneau. So that's pretty interesting. To all that see these letters, greetings on the morning of April the 4th, 1770. So yeah, we're going back some time there. And apparently appeared before Pierre Labourse, a royal notary in the jurisdiction of Bellamy. I assume that's in Normandy as well. Jean Guérin, a merchant farmer from the parish of Appenay, is appearing in his capacity as the guardian of the minor children of the late Michael Brebillon and Magdalene Guérin, listing land holdings, fields and meadows located near the parish of St Martin and the river, referring to a farmer who owned his own plough and horses, apparently, marking him as a member of the rural middle class of the 18th century. That's interesting. We should find out who these people are. Right, so we've got Jean Guérin to look into, and see what that is all about. It's pretty cool though that Google Gemini can read that. I mean, that is pretty cool, especially that quick. So whether that's right, I mean, obviously sometimes it can be wrong, but it's a starting page, and yeah, we're going to find out what that's all about, so hold tight for that. I'm just nipping out, and when I get back, see if I can find out who this guy is, start doing a bit of research on him. But yeah, pretty cool. I'm happy about that. I wasn't sure whether it'd be able to work out what it says, but there you go. Something to get stuck into, and hold tight for the update. Alright, so we're going to load that page up on ChatGPT. Not ChatGPT, Gemini. Google Gemini. See what it finds out. Just working it all out, refining the transcription. There we go. Having a look at the condition of it makes you wonder what it's been through. A little bit of burning on the bottom there. And then the age on this thing. See if we can find out how old it is. 18th century. Right guys, here you go, here's the translation.
Here is the transcription and translation of the body of the document, detailing the specific properties and land boundaries. Transcription, original French. Lequel en ladite qualité a reconnu être tenu et obligé, comme tenant et détenteur d'une piste de terre nommée le champ de devant et situé près le lieu de la rivière Seiche, paroisse de Saint-Martin du Viel-Belmais, joignante d'un côté et d'un bout aux héritages des 10 mineurs, d'autres nommés Charon, et d'autre part à la fille de Pierre Brebion. Plus d'un pré nommé le pré Buarde, joignant à celui des 10 mineurs, et du sieur Ravel, Prestre. Plus du pré long joignant d'un côté au grand chemin, d'autres auprès du chêne et d'autres auprès de la prieuré de Saint-Martin. Plus de 2 lots de terre le grand chemin passant, au milieu, joignant d'un côté aux 10 héritages des mineurs. English translation. The acknowledgement of obligations, who, Jean Guérin, in the said capacity, as guardian, has acknowledged being held and obliged as tenant and holder, property 1, the front field, of a piece of land named Le Champs de Devant, the front field, and situated near the place of the river Seiche, see note below, parish of Saint-Martin-du-Vieux-Belem, adjoining on one side and one end the inheritances of the said miners, on the other the named Charon, and on the other part the daughter of Pierre Brebion. Property 2, the Board Meadow, plus also of a meadow named Le Pré Board, adjoining that of the said miners and of Sieur Revel, priest. Property 3, the Long Meadow, plus also of the Pré Long, Long Meadow, adjoining on one side the main road, Grand Chemin, on the other the meadow of the Oak, Pré du Chêne, and on the other the meadow of the Priory of Saint-Martin. Property 4, 2 lots split by the road, plus also of 2 lots of land, the main road passing through the middle, adjoining on one side the said inheritances of the miners. Analysis of the details. 1. The river mystery, the handwriting looks very much like Rivière Seine or Seiche. Since the town is Bellemay, in the Perche region of Normandy, it is geographically impossible for this to be the famous River Seine, which flows through Paris. It is likely a phonetic spelling of a local stream, perhaps the Seiche or Seche, meaning a dry riverbed, or a local Ludite, place name. The location is confirmed as Saint-Martin-du-Vieux-Belmais, a real commune adjacent to Belmay. 2. The Grand Chemin, main road. The document mentions a Grand Chemin passing through the middle of 2 lots of land. In the 18th century, a Grand Chemin was a major royal road or highway. This detail would have made the property valuable and easily identifiable. 3. Pré du Chêne. Chêne is the Old French spelling of chêne, oak tree. This plot of land was likely identified by a prominent oak tree nearby. 4. The Priory. The mention of the Prieuré de Saint-Martin, Priory of Saint-Martin, helps date the infrastructure. Saint-Martin-du-Vieux-Belem historically housed a priory, and the church lands often bordered peasant lands. Would you like me to analyze the torn bottom edge or the signatures, if visible in another image next?
That's interesting. So, looks like Bellamy maybe is the place to look into for these people. Looks like a bit of a land transaction was going on there. Who we got in the way of names? I think it was saying Bourdon, Pierre Brébillon, Jean Guérin. So there we go, page 1. Hi guys, yeah, back at it on the investigation on yesterday's work. I reckon it'd probably be worth loading up another page, just so we can gather a little bit more information. I did have a look online. Pierre Brébillon, I did find a listing for one, and with a descendant of Pierre again, so Pierre with a son called Pierre, and there's just no sort of evidence whether this could be the same one or not, so we need to get a little bit more info. So if I spin you around, we're this is page 2. Let's have a little look, if you can see that. So that's the one I'm gonna take a picture of and upload, and if you bear with me, I'll take a picture of it and I'll load that up, so bear with me. Right, so yeah, this is the other page. Whether these are in order, I can only hope so. But yeah, let's load up this one. It's this document here. Let's do a word for word translation, please. Let's be polite. Right. Let's have a look. I see my hand. Let's have a look here. Out of the dark. I've found something. Google Gemini. It's definitely what I've found best for reading old French script. So as soon as this is loaded up, I'll play it and we'll see what it's found. It's saying about assets and financial stuff. Right, here we go.
Based on the image provided, here is the word-for-word transcription and translation of the document. This page continues the list of assets, specifically vineyards and financial annuities, and introduces a new party at the bottom, René Gilles Baudin. Transcription, original French. Top section, continuation of land assets, d'autres à la rue de la Vigne Rouge. Plus de 3 planches de vigne, joignantes d'un costé à la vigne Froberg, d'un costé et d'un bout aux autres, héritage des 10 mineurs, d'autres bouts à la rue de la Rivière à la Piganderie, plus d'une vigne, nommée la vigne Froberg, en friche joignant d'un costé au pâturail des communs, d'autres à la vigne des 10 mineurs d'un bout au lieu de la rivière et d'autres aux vignes Noëlées. Middle section, Financial Assets / Rent, plus comme aussi propriétaire de 40 sols de rente à prendre tous les ans au 1er mai sur Michel Clinchamp. Plus de 100 livres de rente à prendre tous les ans au 1er mai sur Mathurin Charon et consorts. Faded text about a contract, de la somme de 30 livres, passé devant les notaires royaux de Bellem le 10 novembre 1724 contrôlé. Le 29 succédant. Que mettre? Marie Poupard a fait à Jacques Charon de la livret faite au défunt Michel, dont les dits héritages ci-dessus font partie. Fait gré et contenu. Du haut de 20. 3 décembre. Bottom section, The New Party. À Sieur René Gilles Baudin, bourgeois de Nogent, le Rotrou y demeurant paroisse de Saint-Hilaire, ici présent et acceptant. Word for word translation. The vineyards. D'autres à la rue de la Vigne Rouge. For one on the other side to the street of the Red Vine. Plus de 3 planches de vigne. Plus also of 3 planks, strips / rows of vine, joignantes d'un costé à la Vigne Froberg, adjoining on one side to the Froberg vine, d'un costé et d'un bout aux autres héritages des 10 mineurs, on one side and on one end to the other inheritances of the said miners. D'autres bouts, à la rue de la Rivière, à la Piganderie. On the other end to the street of the river at the Piganderie, place name, près d'une vigne nommée la vigne Froberg en friche, plus also of a vine named the Froberg vine in fallow, uncultivated/wild, joignant d'un côté au pâturail des communs, adjoining on one side the pastures of the commons, d'autres à la vigne des dites mineurs, on the other to the vine of the said miners, d'un bout au lieu de la rivière et d'autres aux vignes noëlées. On one end to the place of the river, and on the other to the noëlette vines, the annuities/rents, plus comme aussi propriétaire de 40 sols de rente, plus also owner of 40 sols currency of rent, annuity, à prendre tous les ans au 1er mai sur Michel Clinchon. To be taken collected every year on the 1st of May from Michel Clinchon. Plus de 100 livres de rente à prendre tous les ans, plus also of 100 livres currency of rent to be taken every year, à U 1er Mai sur Mathurin-Charon et consorts on the 1st of May from Mathurin-Charon and associates/spouses. Passé devant les notaires royaux de Bellemay le 10 novembre 1724, passed before the royal notaries of Bellemay the 10th of November 1724. Note, this cites an older contract from 1724 that established this debt. The transfer/acceptance. À Sieur René-Gilles Bordin, bourgeois de Nogent-le-Rotrou. To Sieur, Sir, Mr. René-Gilles Bordin, bourgeois of Nogent-le-Rotrou. Y demeurant paroisse de Saint-Hilaire, there living in the parish of Saint-Hilaire. Lien vers point ici, present et acceptant. Here, present and accepting. Key details, Nogent-le-Rotrou, a significant town about 20 kilometers from Bellemay. Planches de Vignières. This indicates that wine was being produced in this region of Normandy in the 18th century, which is rare today.
Right, let's summarise and ask Gemini to put it all together, what we've got so far. Can you advise us what we have so far? Just thinking.
Based on the 2 pages we have analysed, here is a summary of the document's content, the people involved, and the story it tells. The big picture, this is a guardianship inventory and transaction dated April 14th, 1770. The document establishes the assets belonging to the orphan children of Michel Brebillon and Magdalene Guérin, both deceased. Their guardian, Jean Guérin, likely their maternal uncle, is legally declaring what the children own so that he can manage, lease, or transfer rights to these assets to a third party. The key people, the guardian, Jean Guérin, a merchant and ploughman living in Épinay-sous-Bellemay. The orphans, the minor children of the late Michel Brebillon and Magdalene Guérin. The official, Pierre Rabot, royal notary in Bellemay. The buyer lessee, René-Gilles Bourdin, a bourgeois, upper middle class, from the nearby town of Nogent-le-Rotrou. He appears at the bottom of the 2nd page to accept the terms. The inventory, what the orphans own. The document lists a substantial amount of property and financial claims in the parish of Saint-Martin-du-Vieux-Belme. 1. Farmland and meadows. Le Champs de Devant, the front field, located near a river. Le Pré Board, a meadow next to the priest's land. Le Pré Long, the long meadow. A valuable strip of land bordered by the main royal road, Grand Chemin, and a priory. 2 lots, split down the middle by the main road. 2. Vineyards, historical curiosity. Vigne and Froberg, a vineyard currently lying fallow, wilds uncultivated. Planche de Vigne, specific rows or strips of vines located near the Street of the Red Vine, Rue de la Vigne Rouge. Note, this confirms that wine grapes were grown in this part of Normandy in the 1770s, a practice that largely disappeared later due to climate change and phylloxera. 3. Financial assets, annuities/debts. The orphans are owed money every year on May 1st from old loans made by their parents or grandparents. 40 sols per year from Michel Clinchomps. 100 livres per year from Mathurin Charon. This debt is based on a very old contract dating back to 1724. What is happening in the document? Jean Guérin, the Guardian, has listed all these borders and assets to prove ownership. At the very end of the second page, René Gilles Bourdin steps in, present and accepting. It is highly likely that Bourdin is agreeing to lease, farm these lands, or purchase the rights to collect the income, providing the orphans with a steady cash flow instead of unmanaged fields.
Well, 1724, eh? 1724. These are old. So yeah, it's interesting to find that, and certainly the fact that wine was being produced back then, when many thought it wasn't. It's quite clear that it was. I mean, there's vineyards mentioned there, plots of land. It'd be nice to try and find out where them areas are. Might be able to find out. If anyone's interested in looking, then let me know what you find in the comments. And there's so much more to come up, but we've got a little bit there to get going with. So I'm going to start researching that, and I'll let you know what I find. I'll speak to you soon. Right, just to follow up, I've been looking around. See if you can see this. This seems a good site for searching people in that area. So let's see what we find with boarding. There we go. Get rid of that. There's just so many. No, there's Catherine. We're looking for a Rene. I think that's a female Rene. So that's not going to be. Oh, maybe that is a female Rene we're looking for. Jermaine boarding. See if we've got a male Rene. I don't think it was Rene with two E's. It was just one Rene with one E. Yeah, there's a Rene. I think it's a bit early though. Let's have a look. Michael boarding. Marguerite Vier. Jack. Again, some sort of somewhere. There's some of these other names. Yeah, I think that's the end of the list. There's only the one Rene. Male. Maybe it's a female, Marie Rene. That's more the era, actually. 1702. Stock market sales he was in. I don't know if that's anything to do with them. Nicholas Bourdin and Marie I don't even know how to pronounce that. Lefebvre. I'm not very good with my French, I'm afraid, but I'm learning quick now. So yes guys, I'm not going to bore you to tears with all this searching around, but if you want to get on it and do a bit of research, I'm going to be doing some myself, see what I find, and I will be back with an update. So keep subscribed, drop us a comment if you got any info, and thanks for watching. See you on the next episode. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get notified for the next video. Take care, over and out, bye.